Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Just sitting around, just got home from work, and I thought I would do another story, funny or effed up story about my life. I think this is number 10. Now, I know my stories compared to a lot of other people's lives aren't like super crazy or super exciting or anything, but some of them are funny, some of them are interesting, and I don't mind sharing them with people if they're interested in listening. But um, but anyway, this is one that goes back to when I was I think I was probably 18, maybe 19, 19 at the most. Definitely not older than 19. But I was out at a bar that I've been frequently frequenting since that time. Not so much these days lately, just because work and I'm older and I don't have the time, and also it's the time of year too. It's winter time right now, so well, actually, no, technically it's not. It's springtime, but it's still chilly and cold and blah blah blah. And I've been spending more time bike riding than sitting in bars in the last few years, and the last couple of years were COVID too, so that also changed a lot of my routine. Anyway, this goes back to when I was 18, and the bar is Bistro 422, aka the Beast, aka just the Bistro, most commonly known as the Bistro in Toronto. So this is way back. I just turned 39. Yeah, I'm old. Fucking sucks. But anyway, so this is going back 39. I said 39. I wish I was 39. No, I just turned 49. The hell's wrong with me? It's that early Alzheimer's. But yeah, I just turned 49. But so the math doesn't add up because I've been going there for over 30 years, and if I'm only 39, that means I started there as eight when I was eight. But no. Anyway, so yeah, I was 18 or 19, I can't remember which. So I'm going there and meet a friend of mine at the time, and he was running late. This is downtown Toronto. He was coming from downtown Toronto. I was coming from Mississauga. Now, I don't know. Most people watching this are people I know, and they're from Toronto area, so you know where Mississauga is in comparison to Toronto. But if you're not, it's basically the next city over. Toronto's like the big city, and then Mississauga is like a smaller city, suburban type city. Anyway, so I'm coming from there, and he's coming from downtown. So I'm meeting him at this bar, and me, being a kid still, inexperienced drinker, I had a little glass bottle about so big, this little juice bottle, and I decided to fill it up with vodka. So I must have been 18 because I would have got the vodka from my parents, and it might not even been vodka. It might have been a little shot of this, little shot of that, just to fill the bottle full of booze. But whatever it was, I I go to the bar and I'm waiting and waiting. Now back then you can order yourself a pitcher. Now the laws have changed, which is odd because then pitchers were 60 ounces. Now they're 53 ounces because of phony baloney made up inflation. Anyway, it's a story for another video. My opinion about inflation and why it's fake. But anyway, so I order my pitcher, which then it was 60 ounces, three full pints, essentially real pints, 500 milliliters, not this whatever they are these days. 20-ounce pints as opposed to, I think now they're like 17 or something. Anyway, so I get the idea. I'm gonna take this juice bottle full of booze, and it was about the equivalent of almost a bottle of beer's worth of booze. So that's a lot. So especially an inexperienced drinker, and I probably weighed versus the 180 or so I weigh now. I probably weighed about maybe 140 ish. When I was like skinny, like I wasn't skinny, but I was a small guy, right? I'm only 5'6". So anyway, I'm trying to get a better angle here. So anyway, I pour it in there and I drink it, and I'm sitting there waiting and waiting because I thought he was gonna come soon, and then we'd be sharing the pitcher with the booze, and I was gonna surprise him like, how does that taste? But anyway, so skip ahead. I'm waiting, waiting, and some people were waiting to have dinner, so I end up, the bartender I remember was a friend of mine. He's still there today. He still works there now, and he said, "You've been waiting long." And he didn't know me at the time though. I was still like a newbie there, and he said, "You wait long enough, just pay because these people want to eat and whatever." But they said, "You know what? Share the table. We'll sit with you. You can sit beside us and whatever." And we chatted for a bit, and they finished their dinner and left. And I'm still drinking this concoction of beer and this disgusting thing I thought I was cool drinking. So anyway, I'm fucked up, like just getting fucked up. So my my friend finally shows up, and he comes in. He comes walking down the stairs, and he sees me, and I remember I was like, "Hey man, what's up? Fucking you're late." Blah, blah, blah. And he was like he was a good hour late at least. So he looks at me and goes, "How are you so fucking drunk?" So he sits with me. The two people had their dinner. They had left already. They had finished and they'd left. So I sit there. So I pull out this juice bottle out from under the table, and I go, "Because this is full of booze." I dumped it in here, and he grabs it really quick. He was a couple years older than me, so he a little bit more like knowledge of don't be pulling this shit out and let them see it. So he tucks it under the table, right beside where he's sitting, and I'll get to that later on in the story. But so anyway, we get up, and I guess he ordered some beer, and by this time I was just, I don't even remember leaving. So we leave anyway. I have little flashes here and there, but we're leaving and we're running down the street and chasing each other, horsing around, knocking each other over. We were about to see, he was smaller than me, but he was a lot not stockier, but wiry. He was a little stronger than I was, and a little faster. He knocked me down, and plus I was completely shittered out of my skull. So he knocks me down. I remember I threw him into some garbage, which I thought that was funny. But the alcohol's still working its way through me, right? Because we had just left, so I just had another drink. So I wasn't at the peak of how drunk I was about to be. So anyway, we're running down the street. We ran through Kensington Market. I don't remember a whole lot of that, if any of it at all. And somewhere, if it was either in Kensington or on Dundas, there was an apartment on Dundas, which we had some friends that lived in, some mutual friends that lived there, and a couple places in Kensington. So I don't remember where, when I was told later, because apparently we went to somebody's apartment, and I was just like, blah, 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 typical drunk guy who can't remember fuck all, just like, until they're like, get him out of here, just get him the fuck out. So anyway, obviously I didn't say anything too offensive because I didn't get punched out, and the people that live there talked to me, mentioned it later, and they're more making fun of me than anything, which is understandable, because that's what people do. So anyway, we're running through Kensington Market. We run across Dundas Street, apparently. I don't remember any of this, but he's telling me this. And we're running, there's the projects there. So we're running along towards the projects, and there's the projects are on the right, and then there's like a driveway, and then like the building, and I think it's like where Dundas Square Mall, or Dundas, whatever it's called, I can't remember, Dundas Mall in Chinatown. So we're running through the alley, but along the side of the alley is this ledge. Now the ledge starts off at ground level, probably about, foot off the ground, but it gradually goes up on this big, like, slope, and it gets really high to about 6 feet tall. Now at some point, he runs across it. Now I'm wasted, and I'm just chasing him. So I start running after him up this ledge. I don't remember any of this. And the ledge it's not a big ledge. It's maybe a foot wide at best. And then there's like a fence along the way, so you can't even run straight on it. You kind of have to either grab the fence and run, or you're kind of running and balancing yourself. Well, after a pitcher of beer and whatever the alcohol shit was that was in that bottle, all that, which, like I said, it was about the quote, almost the size of a bottle of beer. So that's a lot. So with all that in me, and now it's all in my system, I'm trying to chase him. Obviously, I can barely stand. And he said he heard a noise, like he didn't even know I ran up the ledge, because if he knew that, he would have grabbed me and told me to get down, because he already knew what the outcome was likely going to be. So he's chasing me, or I'm chasing him rather, and all he hears is like, ah! Like this funny noise. He turns around and he looks around and he sees me literally upside down, with my feet up in the air in like a starfish mode. And he says it was like a still, it was like a pause, because it burnt into his head, and then he just saw me go whack and crack right down on the top of my head. It was over here because I still have the scar, and which I'm lucky that's all I got from it. I could have had a lot of other serious issues, like maybe dying. So I don't know how far up I was, like, because if I was at the full 6 feet tall, I don't think I'd be telling the video now. So, and who knows? I could have ended up breaking my neck or something, But, thankfully, luckily, all I got was a bump on the noggin. But anyway, I go smack down on the ground, and I remember at the time I had really long hair, and I was wearing a toque or a hat, not pretty much like the same as this, like nothing thick or anything. So I smack my head on the ground. I'm lying there, and he comes and grabs me, and he apparently sits me up on the ledge, like not on the ledge, but like there's at the bottom of the ledge, there's like a little curb kind of thing, and he sort of sat me up there, and he says to me, he goes, stay here, don't go anywhere. So he's running off. He runs off to find. This is before cell phones, obviously. So he's trying to find a phone booth. He goes and finds a phone booth, but there's someone in it, and he's trying to tell the person, but the person, it was in Chinatown, so the person's English wasn't it so good, and not to say all people in Chinatown don't speak good English, but there are a lot of people there that are still new to the country, and they still speak mainly Cantonese or Mandarin. So anyway, he's telling the person 911 emergency. So finally, he just grabs the person, pulls him out, like sorry, and called 911, called the ambulance. Now, one thing I do remember after he left is I got up. And I don't know what's going on, and I'm holding my head like this, and I remember looking at my hand, and my hand's just covered in blood. And I'm just like this, and I remember I go up to someone, and I'm all fucked up, bleeding everywhere, got all my punk clothes on and stuff, and I'm just like, help me. And I go to this one, I remember he's an older businessman, like Asian businessman. He's just like, no, go. And I kind of, from a certain perspective, I can see why, because he doesn't know if I'm fucked up on something else or if I'm dangerous. He doesn't know what happened to me, so he just doesn't want to get involved. But anyway, so my friend, he comes back, and I'm not there. So now he's freaking out. Like, where the fuck did he go? So he's wandering around everywhere, and he sees me. Now I'm up on, apparently I was up on Spadina or something, somewhere close to Spadina, and he grabs me. I know if you don't know Toronto, it's not making a lot of sense, but for people who do know Toronto, Kensington Market, Dundas, the projects, and that whole area, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So he finds me at Spadina. He brings me back to where the ambulance is going to pick us up. So anyway, we get back, the ambulance comes, and then because I'm fucked up and I'm hurt, and now come the waterworks. I'm just, what did I do to my life? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm panicking because I think I'm going to die and all this other stuff, right? Because I was just a kid. So anyway, they get me in the ambulance. They take me to the hospital. I'm in the waiting room, and I guess the EMTs, whatever, what do they call it, EMTs? Anyway, the medics, the paramedics, they gave me some because I remember I was holding something on my head, and then now I'm starting to feel sick from the booze, and I'm sitting in the waiting room, and I was a potted plant or something I took, and I took the plant out, and I was holding the pot, and I'm just like trying not to puke, and then there's a cop standing there, and he comes over, and he was being nice, but I was wasted. He's a cop, so of course I'm 18. I'm gonna have attitude. So he pushes a garbage can in front of me, just like, and I'm just like, oh, I don't want that. So anyway, I didn't end up throwing up because for one reason or another, I'm one of those people who don't throw up when they drink. So I'm not saying I never have, but for the most part, I don't. But so anyway, they bring me in the other room, and I'm starting to sober up a little bit. I'd been sitting there a while, and I think they were probably doing that on purpose. I'm not dying. I just, split my head a bit. So we get in there, and the doctor comes in, and he's this young guy, and my friend goes, "Hey, look, it's Doogie Howser." And the guy just apparently just gave him the nastiest look. I don't remember any of that, but so I said he comes out and he's looking at it and everything. It was okay, yeah, we'll fix you up. And he comes out with a stapler. Now I'd never had staples in my head. I have, yeah, the scars here, and then another injury. I got hit by a car. I ended up getting staples on the other side. But anyway, so he I said, first of all, are you going to do anything to numb the pain? He goes, trust me, you're numb enough. I remember that. And that was pretty funny. So anyway, ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. He staples me all up, and then we go home. We start going to my friend's house, like walking to his house. I remember I was going down Queen Street. I saw a couple of people I know, and I'm trying to tell them the story, but it was kind of like broken up because I was in the hospital, man. Check out my head. So we go to his house, and I'm wringing out my hat, and it's just blood, 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 just pouring out of my toque. But anyway, so I go to sleep, get up, whatever. The next day, and that's that part of the story. That's the story. So I got staples in my head and being wasted, and it was just kind of a funny story. Now skip ahead a couple weeks. We go back to the bar. My friend with my same friend, and the bartender who I'm very good friends with now. I didn't really know then. He comes over and he goes, "Oh, what do you guys want to drink?" and whatever. So I order my beer or whatever, and then my friend goes to order. And he goes, "No, he can order. You can't." And he's like, "Why can't I?" And he goes, "Because last time you snuck in a bottle of booze, you're banned for a month." And I didn't say like I didn't speak up and say that's mine, and he didn't rat me out. He just kind of went. He's like, "What are you talking about? I don't know anything." And he goes, "It was under the table, right where you're sitting. I know, whatever." So, but he didn't snitch on me, and I didn't say anything because I didn't want to get banned, and he was cool with that. But anyway, it was just funny. He got barred for my alcohol and that whole adventure that happened that night. But anyway, it's just again just another funny little story of my life and as it is. But I guess that's concludes that exciting adventure. But I will. I guess everybody be safe. Everybody have fun, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye.